Hello Phasmatic friends, today we're going to study geometric formulas for some shapes like square, triangle and rectangle. And the question is, how can I remember those formulas very easy? We're going to see. Imagine that here you have a fish tank and you start filling that tank with water. We could call that length the base, and we could call that length the height. Imagine you start filling the tank with water, you continue doing that very well. That's gonna fill from left to right all the base. In order to reach the height, you fill that tank, and that's why the formula of the area is base times height. But wait, what does area mean? The area, imagine you are painting a wall. The surface where you put the color is called the area, or the surface of the wall. It is the same for the square, the rectangle, and the triangle. But wait, we could also say that the base is a length, and the height is a length. So we can write that the area of a square is length times length. Here, imagine we have 5 centimeters, and if it's a square, the sides are equal. So here we're going to have 5 centimeters also. Then for solving it, you replace B or L with 5 centimeters, and you replace H or L with 5 centimeters also. Then you write 5 times 5 equals 25 centimeters squared. It is very important. That means that here you could put small squares into the shape. 25 small squares into the shape, and each square measures 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter of side. Now let's see what's happening with the rectangle. You can imagine that you have here another fish tank, and you are filling it with water. Yes, that is. And you fill the tank, and here we have a length that could be called base. You fill the tank, you fill the fish tank, you fill the fish tank with water, and you are going to reach some height. That's why the formula of a fish tank, of the area of a rectangle, is base times height. The area is base times height. Imagine here we have 10 centimeters. Here we have 5 centimeters. And you replace the B with 10, the H with 5. The answer will be 10 times 5 equals 250 centimeters squared. Remember, it is very important. For areas, always you are going to write centimeters squared, meters squared, miles squared, inches squared. It is very important. You cannot forget the little 2 over the symbol. And now we have the case of the triangle. What happens if I cut the rectangle in a half? Or I cut the square in a half. in order to get two halves? Well, if you divide the rectangle in two parts, you get a triangle. Yes, you have guessed it. So, we have a base, we have a height. If the triangle is the half of the rectangle, the formula will be area equals base times height divided by 2. It is very, very important. 1/2 of the base times height. So, if here we have 10 centimeters and here we have 5 centimeters, we replace B and H and we get 10 times 5 divided by 2. That is 50 divided by 2 equals 25 centimeters squared. And that's the area of the triangle. But we have to say a very important thing. What is the height? How can I identify the height? Imagine you climb over a shape. Maybe you're here. And then you throw a rope to the floor. The rope will be like that, having an angle of 90 degrees. So, the height of this shape is the length of the rope that you have thrown to the floor. Imagine you want to know the height of this rectangle. So you climb the rectangle, you throw a rope, and you see here an angle of 90 degrees, and the length of the rope is the height. For the triangle, it is the same. You climb to the top, it is very important, to the top of the shape, and you throw a rope to the floor. And here you see an angle of 90 degrees. So the length of the rope is the height of the triangle. But we are going to see more examples. So imagine we want to know the height of this triangle. So I climb, I'm here, and I throw a rope to the ground. See that here we have 90 degrees. Here we see the floor, the ground. Okay? So this is the height of this triangle. Here I climb the triangle, I throw a rope, and here, forming 90 degrees with the floor, we will have the height of the triangle. And here I climb this shape, regular shape, and I throw a rope, and here with the ground I will have 90 degrees. The length of the rope is the height of the shape. But wait, a triangle has always 3 heights, because I can imagine that here I have the ground. But what happens if I turn the page and I imagine that the ground is here? If the ground is here and I climb, I see that if I throw a rope, here I have the 90 degrees. And this is another height of the triangle. But imagine that the floor, that the ground is here. So I climb and I throw a rope. Here is the ground, 90 degrees, and the length of this rope is the height. And you can make like that with all triangles. Each triangle we have 3 heights. But no matter what height you are using, you are going to get the same answer, the same area. Because if you take this base with this height, you're getting the same as if you take this base and this height, and the same if you take this base and this height. Thank you very much for your attention. Please subscribe to our channel. See you next time.